What is good? My peanut butters, my inner circle, cutie patooties. This is the final mentorship call. And hey, I love you all. We're going to go over the full application of concepts. We're going to go over how to actually utilize this in real market conditions. And I'm going to give you guys an exact plan to use pretty much every day and every week. Okay? This is what I do, and this is what I did to become profitable. And I'm telling you guys, you have to do this. It's going to be boring at times. I'm going to tell you to journal, right? And then you're going to be like, oh my God, I don't want to journal. It's like so boring and it's not going to help. And, drop your fucking ego and it's time, all right? So, yeah, I mean, guys, even though this mentorship is over, just know that this is just the start for your journey, right? Your development has just started. And everything that we've taught you, everything that we've given you, recordings, everything, that's all you need to know, right? So your job is now just to sharpen, everything that we've given you, sharpen the concepts, actually start building your own model and trust that system and trust yourself, all right? Because at the end of the day, the market rewards those who have conviction, and that's only built on experience. So keep trading, keep grinding, and let's get into this last lesson. All right, so let's run it. This is your daily plan and execution. All right, so this is what I do every single day, okay? And this is just in a written format. And this is what you guys should be doing every single day and every week, okay? So every day, I write out a daily bias, right? So this includes if-then statements. I'm never having, it's very rare, and it's not very rare, but there's a lot of times where it's like a super, super obvious draw on liquidity and we're super, super bullish or super bearish, where it's like I literally, like, if we are bearish on, the intraday time frame, I like won't trade it if I'm like super bullish, right? So sometimes I will be married to a bias, but 90% of the time I'm always leaning towards one side, but I'll always have some sort of condition, right? So that just means simply, if this happens, then I'll do this, right? So I'm never married to a bias. I mean, it's very rare again, but yeah, write out a daily bias, okay? So that's what I want you guys to do, and I know I say this so much, but please do this, because a lot of the times you're gonna get caught up in the intraday time frame and drawn liquidities that are happening, and you're gonna get super overwhelmed with that. But by simply writing out your bias, it's going to give you that framework coming into the morning and something that you can refer back to when you're actually on the charts. You can be like, oh yeah, well, I was bullish and, my main target was this, or, I wanted to see this happen at open, not this. So let me reevaluate the situation. Let me reevaluate my bias. And it's just going to get, stronger and stronger over time. And yeah, more often than not, I mean, my draw on liquidity higher time frame is rarely wrong, and that's just built on analysis that gets built for literally like years of market experience. Okay, not okay. I didn't, but yeah. Okay, Garfed. Let's just can we just ban him now or should we ban him after? I think just after. Okay. Right. So next up, after you framed your daily bias, you're going to want to find your intraday draw on liquidity that aligns with your daily bias, okay? So draw on liquidity is going to be something that, again, comes over time, but we did a lesson on this, right? So this was our second lesson, I believe, was draw on liquidity. And what's going to be your most obvious draws on liquidity are going to be things like equal highs, equal lows, your intermediate highs and lows, right? So those highs and lows inside of fair value gaps. Low resistance liquidity, data highs and lows, previous day high and low, session, that sort of stuff, session liquidity, time liquidity, Asia, London, relative equal highs, relative equal lows, and just overall your buy side and sell side. Okay. Now, buy side and sell side, it's going to be a lot, that's like the bottom tier, right? It's just like a random swing high and low. But as long as it's aligned with your overall daily bias and your higher time frame narrative, then it's okay. Okay. Next up, entry. Okay. Entry, we go over, and that's just basically an inversion, right? So an inversion for value gap. inversion of the highest time frame in the leg. I want you guys to start, if you are a beginner trader, to only be focusing on highest time frame in the leg. I know there's some times where me and Pat, will take, sometimes not the highest time frame in the leg. Sometimes there will be like a 4 minute, we'll take a 3 minute, or sometimes, but that's just based on market experience and like our overall conviction with the draw and liquidity. But for you guys to build a more mechanical set of rules, the more mechanical you can build it, in my opinion, it's going to be a lot easier, because then you can backtest that. And we'll get into backtesting, but you can then backtest that, build a strong win rate, and something that has an unbreakable system. And unbreakable rules is what you need for the long run. Okay? And finally, and with entry, don't trade against equal highs and lows, right? So I don't trade against spread apart equal highs and lows. There's times where we'll have them be like, 2 candles apart, and that's okay. And I'll do that. But if they're like spread apart equal highs and lows, right, I won't do that. If price is clearly, trending towards some sort of obvious draw on liquidity, then I'll obviously wait for that to get taken before trying to take a reversal. Don't trade against low resistance liquidity. Don't trade on unmitigated gaps, right? If we have like unfilled 15-minute or 5-minute and it's just opened up, wait for that to get hit before you want to take your trade, and then play the rejection off that. Okay? Now, that's all technicals, right? So with technicals, that's some things that you guys, that's not some, this is all you guys should be thinking about, right? And going into your trades, have your bias out, right? This is what I was doing when I was unprofitable and really trying to learn. Was I would have sticky notes up with my bias, with my plan, with some words of motivation, like, I don't know what exactly it was. I wish I took pictures of it, but just overall words of motivation, keep you going, and write sticky notes, or just have some shit up on your second monitor if you have that, whatever. But yeah, next up with risk. I take 1 to 2 trades a day, risking 0.5%. That is all you need. And I'm telling you guys, try to not trade PM session. I really want you guys to be super mechanical with your rules. And I'm telling you, PM session is going to be really, really hard. Not only on your psych, but also on just overall your risk management. I feel like if you're taking, a trade in AM session, and then you hit another trade in PM session, that's a loss. Then you're down 1%. It's not good on your risk management, right? And overall, if you're a beginner, also PM is a lot different from AM. It is. It's not going to be the same. If there are value gaps on the higher time frame, you're going to get disrespected, and then back inverted again, and it's going to be a lot of back and forth. And price really truly only cares about draw and liquidity, and it's not going to give you a clear narrative in PM session. So I would say, and I would suggest, to only trade AM. You do not need to be trading PM, and you do not need to be trading more than one session. Okay, if you're going to trade Asia, just trade Asia. If you're going to trade London, just trade London. All right? But at least give yourself something where you can stick to that. Because then if you can stick to only trading one thing, then you can stick to only following these rules. Then you can stick to following only one model. And the more you build consistency in your overall trading plan, you'll have consistency in your overall life, and everything will come together. I'm telling you guys, all it takes is 1 month. 1 month of following your plan every single day, day in and day out. 1 month of following your rules every single day, day in and day out. Stick to it for a month. I want you guys, for this next month, we're going to leave you alone. We'll still catch up with you, obviously. But it's time for you guys to start fucking locking in if you haven't already. Right? No more after this funded account. No more after I get this payout. No more next week, after I build a buffer. Just start today. Because soon enough, it'll be fucking August, and you'll look back at your journey, and nothing has changed. And you'll look at it and... Yeah?
I was thinking about this actually in trading terms today, and I was going to make a video about it. But it's don't set a limit order to start locking in later in life. Just market order it right now and start today, guys. Just market order it. Don't set limit orders.
It's so good. Yes, exactly. 1,000%. And
Just
I,
for some people who are better at trading terms in English.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say. But yeah, I mean, I fell into that trap too, bro. I had a lot of time where I spent just wasting so much money because I couldn't follow a simple set of mechanical rules, and it sucked. And I looked back at that time, and it was just like a what the fuck are you doing moment, right? Where you look at all the money you've lost, all the money I've blown, and I was just literally just sitting in my college dorm room like, what the fuck am I doing? Let me just actually lock in and see where that takes me. And I made the most amount of money ever when I just really didn't care. And that's like the main thing, guys, is have a life outside of trading, right? I'm giving you guys these rules, right? If you're trading from 9:30 to 11, trade from 9:30 to 11. Get the fuck off. Go do something with your day. Be productive in other aspects of your life, right? You have so much free time after trading. You can do that. And then at 5 p.m., go back and journal. Or maybe right after journal, then, do whatever you want to do. But I'm telling you, less is more in trading. And it seems, again, very counterintuitive where you start off trading and you're really locked in. You're trying to learn every single concept. And then when it actually comes time to real market analysis and application, the application doesn't need to be for more than 2 hours. You do not need to be, locked in for more than 2 hours out of the day. I'm telling you right now.
Also, I know you guys think, and this is like the whole system behind prop firms that like, oh, losing one account is whatever. I can always get another one, and like those $50 or $100 or whatever it is, it may not seem like a lot, but that does stack up. And the more you slack off, it's like you'll realize if I just took that first $50 seriously, I could have thousands of dollars right now. And I think people get really caught up in the mindset of like whatever, if I lose this account, I can buy another one. But it's not about buying another account and then trying to take it seriously. It's the fact that you keep opening like these opportunities for yourself to start making a lot of money now, and then you keep putting it off till later and say, I'll take the next one seriously. But if you think back about all the fucking funded accounts that you've bought that you could have taken seriously, you could have already been had multiple payouts. So don't just think about the money that you're losing, and it's like a small amount just by blowing the funded account and being able to buy another one. Think about all the money and all the fucking and like the how far you could be if you just took it seriously from the fucking beginning. So yeah, man. I mean, it just kind of just goes back to what I was saying before, bro. Just stop slacking off. I know it kind of feels like a game sometimes, the whole prop firm shit, and you feel like you have time. And granted, obviously you have time, but like, why waste it when right now you can be capitalizing? Um, and it's a slow and steady process, dude. But once you have a couple accounts and you're paying them out consistently, it's your life fucking changes like indefinitely. Like it's it's fucking stupid. It's stupid. You'll get to a point where you'll be able to pay yourself out every single week, a couple $1,000s on each account. And like it may not seem like a lot, but when you're looking back at it each week, you're like, holy shit, I took out 10K last week. Holy shit, I took out 20K this week. And like that's when trading starts hitting you. You're like, I fucking did it. All it took was me just following my rules and staying disciplined for a month or two, passing my account, building that buffer, and now I'm at pure fucking ease. Um, so there's no reason you can't do it. Like, and I do it over and over and over and over again. Even after we get accounts and pay them out multiple times, and we get new accounts, we'll still pass them, still get them paid out, and go through the same process. And it's the fucking best feeling ever to know that you can just do that consistently.
Mm-hmm. So I went a little bit off track there, but that was overall risk and yeah, just risk management and trading and risk management, in your overall day to day life. But next up with journal, you guys need to be journaling. All right, this is I know it's like dreading at first, and I know a lot of you guys still don't do it. Right, I'm not gonna call anyone out, but I see those of you that journal in the inner circle, and I see those of you that don't. It seems something that is just not necessary, and you don't need to do it just because I remember the trades or whatever the fuck you may think. This is simple thing. It takes 15 minutes out of your day, maximum 15 minutes, right? It's going to show you, the wins, and it's going to show you the losses, and it's going to show you the nuances in your trading, how the market really likes to move, and that's how you build screen time. It's not just by looking at the charts, during live time. It's also looking back at the charts and seeing what price action really is doing. If you want to build your screen time faster, and if you're confused on the technicals still, and if you want to get that market experience faster, I'm telling you, journaling is your way. All right, so include your screenshots, include P&L, include your psychology. How are you feeling during, before, and after the trade, and include all of your confluences. Okay, and this is what's going to tell you what's an A plus setup, what's a B plus setup. And this is when you're going to stop questioning and asking me, like, Blake, like, what do you rate this setup? Like, and you'll start seeing it, and this is where screen time comes into play. And finally, backtesting. This is also going to be very similar. It's going to help you a lot with screen time as well, and it's just backtest 1 week worth of data every day and journal those trades, so you start seeing the nuances, similarities, and what shows up and what a high probability setup looks like. Okay, so necessary for confidence and necessary for strategy creation. Okay, now this is how you also are going to build your own self-sufficiency, right? Over time, you're going to start seeing things that I may not see. You're going to start seeing things that you might say, like, Blake, this is A plus to me because I've seen this happen over and over again in backtesting. And I'll say, okay, well, I haven't seen this, right? At the end of the day, we all trade differently. Patrick trade basically the same strategy. You'll still, to this day, see us take different trades. That's just how it is, right? Everyone's brain is different. We're all going to look at the market differently.
And just to go off of that a little bit, it's like, it doesn't mean that one of us is right and another one is wrong. Because, I mean, just to get a little bit technical with it, let's say fucking, bro, I don't know, we're using daily profiles in the day and we're expecting like a fucking AM reversal towards like London lows. And so we know like drawn liquidity is London lows. But before we have to trade into London lows, there's like an hourly bearish about like up above that we should trade into before delivering towards there. So Blake might be thinking like, I want to take longs towards that unmitigated hourly gap, while I'm thinking I just want to take shorts towards London lows. And that doesn't mean like either of us our analysis are wrong. They can both still work. But everyone sees the market differently, like Blake said. There might be something that I'm more interested in targeting than he is, but at the end of the day, our foundation remains the same. You know what I mean? Our foundation remains completely the same. We're still looking for the same exact inversion model. We're still looking for the fucking same exact conditions to get traded into, for the same type of liquidity to get taken. Like, it's all relatively completely actually the same. It's a conviction thing and whatever you see type of thing, bro. Like, everyone plays chess differently, and like the best players in the world don't play chess the exact same. They know the same strategies really, but it's still slightly different for everyone.
Yep. So true. Yeah, exactly, Jig. And finally, a review and outlook. Every week, right? So what I do basically in the VIP is what I would be doing if I didn't run the VIP, right? I'm doing a bias every morning. I'm doing a trade recap at the end of that. And then I'm also doing a market review at the end of that. Every week, every Sunday. You can do this every Sunday, or you can do this every Saturday, whenever you want. Friday at 5 p.m. if you like, right? But go over all of your trades taken that week, and go over potential trades that you might have missed, that maybe you thought were good, higher rated, right? But this is really necessary, right? Because it shows you how different, your psychology is during live markets. And I'll still to this day be like, oh damn, I missed this setup. Like, this was a really good trade, I just missed it. Maybe I was, I don't know, didn't have enough conviction for it. But in hindsight, this was good, right? To this day, I'm still learning. I'm never not learning. I'm never not, trying to add, new things to make my win rate better. I'm always trying to make my win rate better. I'm always looking for something to add to my model to make it a little bit better. And that comes by doing these weekly outlooks and weekly reviews. So do that. All right. And from there, I mean, we can get into just an overall, I guess, recap of. I can go over, and I'll just like start marking out the charts with you guys. I can go over. May was just pretty shit. Let's go to like something, like an obvious. Like this week was obvious. All right. My birthday week. This was a good week.
Business. Sorry, it's fucking stunning.
Okay, yeah, this was. I don't think I remember this day. All right. So, I'm gonna just run you guys exactly what I was looking for when I came into like my bias this week, and then overall execution, and just my full entire application of basically all of the concepts and everything that we've taught you guys, right? So, first off, let's go into our daily profile and our overall, daily bias, right? So, London session here, traded into what? This 30-minute gap, this 30-minute order block, right? So, when I'm looking at the charts right here, that's the first thing I'm usually looking at is what did the overnight session do? What did London session, what did Asia session do? Asia session as well. We traded into this. Now, a lot of the times, guys, so I do say, like, new day opening gaps and new week opening gaps, they like to get filled completely, but they are also, at the end of the day, they are just fair value gaps, right? So when you see reactions like this and you see that price is clearly not going towards there, what can you expect? Price to not go for there, right? If we are trending towards there, and you can see then that pre-market and open, we're starting to trade towards there, then you can expect that. But don't be, completely married to a bias just because a draw on liquidity is there. At the end of the day, that is simply just going to be a assumption, right? And you need that confirmation. That's what we went over in the, I think that was our fourth lesson, draw on liquidity and conditions, right? But yeah, going back to this is daily profile, right? A London reversal, New York continuation, okay? And then your overall daily bias. Well, what are we doing? We are respecting bullish PD raise here, respecting this 4 hour, and we are disrespecting PD raise here, right? We're not bouncing off this new day opening gap to the left of us. We are closing above that end dog. We are closing above all of these PD rays. We are not respecting EQ of this range, and we have low resistance liquidity as targets for above. Okay. So coming into the morning, I'm going to be bullish, right? Coming into the morning, I'm going to be bullish, and we had 10 a.m. news this day. Okay. Now, condition-wise, I'm going to have a condition being what? This 15-minute gap, right? I mean, we also have a 4 hour down here, but main condition here is probably just going to be this 15-minute, right? We did sweep out this buy-side liquidity, so I'm always open, not open to shorts, but like, again, I'm not going to be married to any bias, okay? So I'm going to be reacting to what the market is telling me. If we want to go lower, we want to go lower. Right, so right here, did we even take this high on this day? Oh yeah, we did eventually. With that 10 a.m. Oh, we didn't. Okay, got you. Yeah, so this is a very obvious draw on liquidity, right? Oh, damn. What did I just do there? Brother. No way I just did that. Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. Okay. Right, so very obvious draw on liquidity. I don't think even if this gap were get inverted, this is probably a day where I'll be married to a bias. There is no way I'm going to be shorting this. To be honest. Even if this gap were to get inverted, I would simply just wait for then this low to get taken or this low to get taken to then take a long, but yeah. Because we're just way too bullish. Just way too obvious of a draw on liquidity. Okay, so 10 a.m. news. I'm going to be waiting for 10 a.m. news to drop. We have 10 a.m. news. What am I looking for? Well, we have a low inside of a fair value gap, right? This is your intermediate low inside of a gap. As much as this can be a draw on liquidity, it can also be a rejection point in price. So I'm going to be waiting for price to then sweep out this low, right? Intermediate low inside this gap. and then form a cleaner leg, right? This is a lot of accumulation, a lot of not clean price action, right? But with data lows and highs, what do? You simply wait for one of those, the AMD to form. You wait for the manipulation to happen, either higher or lower, right? Now, this is the PDI model, right? We have accumulation, and then we have our manipulation. Where do we go towards? This intermediate low inside this gap. And what is our condition? What am I looking for? And what did I say I was looking for even before this, right? If we start closing below this gap, this 15-minute gap, if we start displacing through this, then what can you expect? These lows to get hit, these lows to get hit. If we hold this, and if we sweep this and get lower time frame confirmation out of this, then what does that confirm? Our daily bias, our daily profile, our overall analysis that we had coming into the morning, and our intraday draw on liquidity that aligns with that. Okay? Now what do? Sweep this low. Now what am I looking for? Entry, right? We just went over daily bias, we just went over draw on liquidity. Now entry, what am I looking for? Well, I'm looking at this leg here, right? We have a high here, we have a low here. I'm looking at the sorry, highest time frame of this leg. Do we have a 5-minute? No. Do we have a 4-minute? No. Do we have a 3-minute? Yes. So I'll wait for a 3-minute version out of this, targeting data highs. Beautiful. We get exactly that. Stop loss here can be, let's see if we have a 1-minute OB. We can do something like this. This is pretty valid. There's a fair value gap here, so potentially could trade back to that and just get a 1-to-1. And there's your TP. Right. Now, could price action go all the way here? Yes. Could we start trading all the way up here, 300 points higher? Yes. We could definitely do that. Am I gonna, risk my RR by trying that? I'm not, me personally, I'm cool with a 1-to-1. I'm cool with that. And that's what I'm taking, like, my conviction in. If I don't have, like, full conviction, we could probably sweep this, then trade back lower, and maybe rebalance this range. But I'm telling you guys to start trying to trade 1-to-1 or 1-to-2. Just whatever the highest probability, like, TP is, TP there. Don't try to send extendo TPs. Like, it's not worth it, I'm telling you. But yeah, this is just an application of all these concepts and everything we've learned. And at the end of the day, what is it really just based around, bro? Liquidity, fair value gaps. That's it. Liquidity and fair value gaps. Don't overanalyze this. Don't overcomplicate this. Yeah, let's see the next day. I think this day, this was just a straight up day now. Yeah, there's nothing on this day. Or was there? I think Friday on this day was good. On this week. Exactly, Jig. 100%. It's really all you need. You don't need anything more. Some back and forth ass price action. Ain't it fun? Trying to remember if I took a trade this day. I don't think I did.
Yo, also I don't really take
I think last week.
just a sweep of some sort of like random low that isn't inside a key level, but that was one of those exceptions where you do get strong reactions out of it. PDI, that doesn't PDI still means you have to manipulate into something of significance. So you won't catch me taking your PDI just because we broke past like internal high, internal low after the accumulation period. Like, you still need to trade into some sort of condition. You need some sort of like key level really So, um, yeah, if there's like a specific trade you want me to like go over, Dior, and like say like that you can show me an example of the time I've done that or that you've done that, then let me know. But usually there's some sort of there's almost always some sort of condition or key level.
Okay, well, we can go
Love
over,
you,
I
sub.
think this day was a sell model, if I remember correctly.
Camel grind.
Yeah, I think I took this short. Yeah. Okay. So I'll go over one more day and how I actually like apply all these concepts that we taught you guys, and then from there we'll get into some trade reviews, and I want to get into your guys' trades and ideas. Okay. So coming into this day, I'm looking at what overnight session did, right? And I could probably just pull up the daily bias of this day so you guys can see what I was looking at. I think this was this day, right? So on this day, I was bullish, right? So this is actually a great example. I was bullish towards London highs, okay? Now, we have a 4-hour SMT after disrespecting this. We have an internal SMT. And my overall condition is going to be this SMT, right? If this starts to get disrespected, then I'm going to change my bias, right? I'm never going to be married to a bias, and it's never going to be a time where I'm looking at this and this is all I'm looking for, right? If we start going lower and disrespecting this, and there's no displacement towards London highs, then I'm not going to be continuing to be bullish here, right? Now, open, it looked like a pretty bullish bias, right? However, when I'm looking back at this, this was it was more obvious to be bearish, and yeah, it was way more obvious to be bearish, but this like internal time frame of this inversion and this scenario here was looking to be bullish for that, but weekly looked more bearish, right? Just we are very obviously trending lower towards these lows. Okay, so what do we do at open? Right, if we have this SMT in play right here, right, with this 4-hour gap right here, for me to be bullish, I want to see this hold. I don't want to see this get disrespected, right? And at open, we do exactly that, where we disrespect this SMT, right? Very strong displacement lower towards what? Asia lows. Okay, so we have Asia lows here. This is a session liquidity. This is your draw on liquidity. And from here, since we got this displacement at open, I'm looking to see a continuation model. Okay. So what do? We don't take Asia lows there. I don't believe there was even, like a valid entry here. There wasn't, right? Because if I'm looking to take shorts here, and this would have been a valid short if we got a better leg here. But we had 2 fair value gaps in this leg, and then so if you would have waited for this one to break, there was no entry on this day, right? And what do? We ended up making equal lows here, right? So this is even better, right? We have equal lows at Asia lows, or relative equal lows, right? At this session liquidity, right? So this is super valid, a very, very, very valid, okay? We also have, these series of up close candles here that swap liquidity, your CISD. Remember that lesson. And then we also have this bearish gap here. Okay, so to be bearish and to continue being bearish here, I would like to see this hold, right? And get displacement lower. So we tap that, and we end up trading lower, okay? So now all I'm looking for, right? I found my draw on liquidity. My daily bias has now flipped, right? Bearish, because my condition got disrespected, right? My condition here got disrespected. My bias there got disrespected. And the market is not telling me that it wants to go higher, right? You guys just also have to literally look at what the market's telling you. If the market is going to be bullish in this scenario, what do we have created equal lows at Asia lows? Would we have respected this 5-minute gap? Would we have respected this CISD here? No, we wouldn't have done any of those things. If anything, we would have swept this low, right? We would have swept this low, got displacement higher, and then had to change state delivery back to the upside, and that would have showed me that we wanted these highs. But we're not doing that, right? So these conditions are just getting disrespected, and it's now very obvious that we're in this higher time frame sell model towards what? Well, we have Asia lows, but we also have this low right here, right? This is your intermediate low inside of your fair value gap. So that's a great draw on liquidity right there, right? Do I like anything else? No, not really, right? This is a little bit too deep into discount for me. I'm not too confident that price wants to go all the way down here. So I'm super confident in this, right? I like this as a TP a lot because these are all these stacked lows. This is your accumulation lows. This is your sell model. So I would like to see all of this get hit. So that's what I'm looking for, okay? Now from here, I'm drawing out the same thing, right? Remember when we took that long that other time? Now for shorts, I'm going to be looking at this range here, the highest time from inversion. Do we have a 5 minute? No. Do we have a 4 minute? Yes, we do. 4 minutes the highest time from this leg. Bang, enter shorts here. Stop loss being, you can have it at this high. I mean, the R here is good enough, so you can have it at like a swing and look for a 1-to-1. And there's your TP. You can break even here and then TP there. Or even a TP here is good. If you had, good RR, maybe if you put it at this high. This is also a pretty valid TP or stop loss. And at the end of the day, it's just finding your draw on liquidity, waiting for the market to either respect your conditions or disrespect your conditions, and then finding a new draw on liquidity, and then finding your entry model within that. All right. And at the end of the day, I'm risking the same thing, 0.5%. There's times where I'll personally risk a little bit more or a little bit less based on how much I like it, but I want you guys to all be risking the same amount, 0.5%. Try that. 1 trade a day, 2 trades a day max. You don't need to take 2 trades a day. It's a lot of weeks where I literally just only take 1 trade a day for the whole week. And that's all I need, okay? Less is more in trading, and hopefully you guys see that by literally what I just showed you, right? My analysis isn't too crazy. It's not insane. But do you guys all, understand how I go about framing my trades and everything? Like, makes it sound so easy. It's very rare I'll take a trade of a CIC no inversion, because usually if there's no inversion, it's going to be, if there's no fair value gaps, price action is usually just shitty. If you don't see fair value gaps, price action is just shitty. And that's about recognizing market conditions. You remember that lesson we had? Or do we have that? I think we did have that lesson, right? Recognize market conditions? Pretty sure. But yeah. So, what? Did we not have that lesson? What?
Nah, they're just tripping about. So it's like calm. Just keep going. We did have that lesson. Don't worry about it. It's calm. It's just school.
What'd I do?
It's calm. Nah, nothing new. I just fucking autocorrect and shit. Just fucking, bro. I just need to get my fucking computer fixed. It's all good. Just keep the lesson going, bro.
Type shit, right? For sure, Ski. Liddy. I love the GIFs in Inner Circle. Alright. Yeah, that's a good question. Why did you decide to take... So, I personally did because my R wasn't good enough, right? So, again, it was a 1-to-1. Now, I had really high conviction in past Asia lows, okay? And it was still, close enough to Asia lows. When we have a move like this where it's like accumulation and Asia lows are here, but then also it's this 15-minute intermediate low, you also have to be thinking about the other side, right? So whenever I'm taking TPs, I'm also thinking, if I'm bearish, I'm also thinking about what could happen if I'm bullish, right? This will help you set your TPs. If we're going to be bullish here, would you really expect price to react off of this level and then pump? No. right? You rarely see that, right? Especially when we have a low inside of a gap here. Where is it most obvious for price to go? Well, towards this, right? And I don't know if that's like the best explanation for a TP, because TPs do come with screen time as much as it comes with having these mechanical TPs of like session liquidity of intermediate lows and highs. Um, right. But on this specific trade that I took, I wanted my RR to be better. And I also had a lot of conviction in price rejecting off of this level, because it's very rare that you'll see price have a rejection off of a level like this. Most of the time, if we have a low resistance liquidity run and we're in a sell model, we're going to complete that sell model before having a run back higher. Okay. What do I do if I'm proven to have good psych but end up trading like once a week? Feel like I can't build a good buffer.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a point where you're taking too little trades for sure, and it's not because the setups aren't there. It has to do more with you could be too firm with yourself in a sense, or too picky almost. One trade a week, I would say there. If you're saying your psych is good, then something technically you haven't quite mastered, or you just have good psych in the sense that you're patient, disciplined, and don't care to take more than one trade a week. But you should have more conviction in the setups because they are there definitely more than once a week. Um, I think the best thing for you, bro, is just go back to back testing a bit and trade how you trade, but try to get, I guess, that frequency up a little bit. Um, just because the reality is with the way we trade, you should be taking, you know, 2 or 3 trades a week at least, unless it's a whole week. We have weeks sometimes we don't trade, but still, that's rare. I would go back to back testing a bit, bro, and just try to improve your frequency. And remember, just stick to AM session. Um, but yeah, one a week is a bit. I trade the power 3 CIS entries, so maybe they show up less. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was telling you this before, bro. With futures and intraday trading, if you're taking holy shit, if you're taking 4-hour PO3s, like that's difficult to catch, bro. Just a day-to-day basis, right? You're waiting. You're kind of relying on 2 candle openings, 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and chances are you're not always gonna get like that PO3 with CIST entry. So that's a strategy that would work better if you were on like a live account where you can hold over a day. And I'm not saying to switch strategies, but maybe you can find a way to optimize it. So you can, yeah, kind of like Ader said, you can sort of apply that same concept with hourly openings. You should try that, to be honest. Literally same thing you're doing. Instead of waiting for 4 hours, just try to include like open highs, open lows, and those hourly manipulations at open with each hourly candle, and see if you can implement that into your strategy. It's kind of hard for me to like dictate too much what you should be doing because, like, granted, you're not trading the same exact strategy, and that's totally fine. But if your psych is good and everything's good, and you have a good strategy, it is really just a matter of you optimizing it and backtest it, try different little things that you can implement. But I completely respect that you have your own strategy and everything. Yeah, strategy is always going to start off not fully built. You know what I mean? Like you're building something on your own and you're trying to make it better. So you'll optimize it as you go slowly.
But yeah, guys. This is it. This is literally everything we've taught you is all that we know, and it's all that you need to know. You don't need anything more, and you don't need anything less. At the end of the day, discipline is what will make you consistent. It won't be, it's going to be showing up to the charts every day. It's going to be doing the same thing every single day. Consistency. Okay.
Yeah, I say we switch this over more like a psych talk. You guys do have all the technical as possible. I promise you we've gone over everything that we know. Um, and the only times I hear you guys asking questions is when Blake and I maybe use a little bit more of our screen time to take something slightly more discretionary, but 99% of the time, everything is our model. Always. So I promise you, there's nothing that we know that you don't know or haven't been taught yet. It is genuinely just a confidence thing and an applying thing. Like, think about it, bro. You've learned all this within 1 fucking month. The amount of information you've retained in 1 month is like, it's fucking insane. And you just need to take each day, bro, day by day, slowly getting better at this shit, becoming more fucking confident in all this. But sometimes it's hard for like you guys to realize how much you've advanced. You probably don't realize it, but you don't see the market nearly the same as you did a month ago. Like, you are way more advanced than you think you are. And it's a confidence thing. I saw you guys backtesting fucking in front of Blake and I, bro. Like, Blake and I were like, bro, we have like no nose. I don't know what to tell you, fam. Like, you know our model. Like, I don't know what you want us to say. Like, you got it down, fam. It's literally just screen time. It's building that confidence. Trust a winning system. I promise you, bro. That's the biggest thing. It's like you gotta treat the strategy like a relationship. Build trust with it. That takes time, dude. It doesn't happen overnight. You know what I mean? So never cheat on this model. We just gave you a strategy that has made probably collectively now to all the people we've taught it, well over millions of dollars. This strategy is gold, dude. It is fucking gold. And this is something you'll never lose. You'll have this for the rest of your life. No matter what happens in your life, you now have the knowledge to quite literally always make money. Like, always. This isn't going anywhere. The markets, people say, like, oh, what if ICT stops working? That's bullshit, bro. This shit will always work. And you can always optimize a little bit depending on market conditions. But it'll always fucking work in your favor if you trust it. That being said, dude, I do want to say I'm so fucking proud of all you guys. I've never enjoyed a mentorship so much in my life. Teaching you guys was a fucking blessing. From Garfit trolling like a motherfucker, and slightly locking in, and some of you guys getting crazy payouts, like insane, Jig, absolute animal. I think he's well over 9K in payouts now. A couple of you guys got a couple payouts here and there too. Everyone's journey is different. Don't compare yourself, but use it as motivation and as proof to, show you it's possible. I don't think I've ever spoken with Jig. He hasn't really said much in chats throughout this mentorship, and he fucking crushed it. Like, it goes to show, bro. He decided to just lock in, fucking work in silence, and that's also a really important lesson in life, dude. And that's how Blake also did it. He didn't tell anyone he was balling up and trading and trying to become better at it while he was learning. Bro, he just told me one day, like, out of nowhere, after us being best friends like our entire lives, he's like, yeah, I made 100K in the last year trading. This kid was 18. I was like, the fuck? Like, what do you mean you just casually made 100K? But like, that's what it takes, bro. Work in silence. Because if you go around trying to tell all your friends, yeah, I just did, unless you want to put them onto the fucking mentorship, but if you're just like, yeah, I just did this mentorship, bro, my life has completely changed, I'm gonna fucking start making a lot of money. Don't say that. Don't fucking say that. Like, don't go around trying to tell people, like, all your goals and all this shit. Like, keep the energy completely within yourself. Like, literally hold that energy, make it happen, and then people will see. Like, there will be a change in your character. There'll be a change in the way you hold yourself. You'll be a more confident person. You'll be a smarter person in general because you'll see what the power of discipline really is like, bro. So don't put that energy out there that you want to prove to people anything. It's all about, this is a solo game, bro. This is you versus yourself. The markets, they're not doing shit to you. They don't have any fucking emotions. They don't care how you feel. Like, none of that shit matters. This is completely you versus yourself. This game is all about whether or not you are strong enough to follow a system and not break it. It's all about routine. It's all about fucking routine. I promise you. You don't have to be smart to do this shit. I'm not fucking crazy smart. Blake's not crazy. He's a fucking idiot. I'm pretty smart. Blake's a fucking idiot. No, I'm kidding, but you don't have to be smart, bro. You don't have to be like some nerd to do this shit, and that's also a problem in life. There's kids out here who are too their ego is so inflated because they have all this knowledge, but the reality is sometimes the more you know, the worse. Like you just become overwhelmed with information and you don't know how to apply it. That's why we made this to filter all this information for you guys. This is all you'll ever need to know moving forward with your trading journey. I'm sure even as you advance your trading journey, you'll figure out ways to readapt Blake and I's strategy. You'll figure out new things to add to it. Probably in a year, you'll be like, I kind of like when this happens with the fucking mech model, or when this happens with the PDI model, and you'll start making changes that like you feel better. But right now, you have everything, everything, everything to hit your first 10K month, 20K month, 50K month, 100K month. There's nothing you have to do differently. You have it all. Like, and I believe in all of you guys. You're all so fucking locked in. You're all beasts. And truthfully, you're all super disciplined. The way you all showed up to these calls, did the homework, everything. You listened to Blake and I when we said, don't show up to all the morning sessions and try to trade on your own. And you guys are fucking animals. You guys are fucking animals. Seriously. And I'm so fucking proud of you guys. And I really hope that all of you have zero doubt in yourself. And I'm talking about zero doubt in yourself that you're going to make it work. Because I'll tell you one thing, if you've ever had a vision in your life of you, living this crazy life that you've always dreamed of, if you were just able to envision it, then it's real. I promise. I always tell people that. If you were able to envision it, then it's fucking real. And you just got to follow those steps that version of you would take. So hold yourself accountable by looking up to that successful version of yourself. Would this version of me who drives my dream car, has my dream home, who's making fucking 100K a month trading, would he be sitting on his fucking ass right now playing video games and not doing shit, and skipping the gym and fucking eating like ass? Like, you know what I mean? Eating ass? No. Pause. But you get the point. So hold yourself accountable, guys. And you all are here for each other. Not pause. Respectable. But yeah, bro, I don't know what else I can say. It's just weird because you guys are I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are like actually the best group of students Blake and I have ever taught in our lives. Like you are literally the best group of students Blake and I have ever taught in our lives. You guys didn't complain once. You guys are super grateful, and I think that's so important in life. Like you guys took this opportunity and you were grateful for it every single second of it. Um, and we've had problems before, bro, where like people take the effort Blake and I put into like this shit for granted, and they make it seem like we're fucking supposed to be like slaves to them, and we have to like do more. And but we know what we're doing. We know what we need to teach you guys. And we fucking care for you guys, and I pour my heart out into the shit. We want to be your fucking friends, your mentors, whatever. Eventually, I'm sure we'll all meet up and everything. But yeah, dude, we've given you guys our fucking hearts and knowledge to the absolute max, like to the absolute max. Um, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this mentorship, top to bottom, and you feel like you learned a lot, and you got your money and time's worth. Um, yeah, yeah, 100%. Last thing I want to say, obviously, if you guys really did fucking enjoy this mentorship and you want to help Blake and I reach more people, drop something in testimonials. I also want to interview you guys. If anyone wants to do like an interview of some sort, and you want to talk about your experience or any feedback that you want to give us, would love to meet with some of you guys individually. Would be sick. Just to hear really how your journey has been throughout this whole thing, because 30 days isn't a lot, but the growth I've seen with some of you guys is fucking ridiculous. And so I would love to tap into your guys' mind and see what was going through your head throughout all this, and how, like, I guess your day-to-day life changed. That'd be really cool. Shoot me a DM just saying I'm interested in the interview. Um, that'd be awesome. And yeah, I really hope to just see you guys fucking ripping testimonials throughout these upcoming days and hearing from you guys and seeing your success stories. It's inspirational not only for other people, but like for Blake and I too, seriously. We really fucking care about you guys. Damn, why am I getting emotional, bro? Fuck. I hate this shit, bro. Oh, yeah. Uh, the codes. I'm gonna hit them up. We'll drop it in the notices for We'll drop it in the notices this week. All right, fellas. You're good. This is only the beginning. That's very true. That is very, very true. You pass a fucking tutorial. You pass a tutorial. Fucking love you, Austin. Is this only for IC students or the whole server? What, the My Fun of Futures code? It's only for you guys. I'll try to get as many free evals as possible, but My Fun of Futures is offering 50% off for all our mentorship students. So I'll try to find that. We'll try our best. We'll try our best with DMs, man. I fucking suck with DMs, but so much shit that I have to answer all fucking day. But I mean, if you ever just like, the easiest way for me to check your DMs is seriously if like we're like in a live call or something, and you just add me like and type like, yo, check DMs, and I'll check it like mid call. But yeah, man, bittersweet moment for real. Bitter fucking sweet. I'll let you guys know about like a future meetup if anyone's ever around in Miami or something. If you are in Miami ready and you want to do something, let me know. Damn that dog, bro. Wow, did that work? All right, boys. Final fucking goodbye, dude. This is like being on a FaceTime call with like a girl you like late at night and you don't want to hang up. I don't want to hang up, man. Maybe I can just take you guys with me for the rest of the day. Type shit, type shit. But yeah, we'll probably do maybe no promises, but we'll keep chatting, of course, throughout these calls. You guys just spam us in live trading, overpower the chat with the neon red. And yeah, bro, stay in touch with each other. Seriously, like I'm telling you, it is so rare. It is so rare you come across people with similar ambitions and a similar mindset. Like Blake and I really only got like each other. We might have a couple other friends out there who are like similarly motivated in life, but it's rare that you fucking meet people, bro, who share similar dreams and really want to make it work. But yeah, I will definitely be drinking to this. Also, let me know if anyone's in Miami and you want to get a beer or something. Just chat about life. Always there for that too. All right, boys. This has been Inner Circle 2.0 with Blake and I. I hope you guys had an amazing experience. Ah! I need to end it. Just fucking end it. Just end it. All right, boys. I fucking love you guys, man.